Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yakubu Biniamino Adeta, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to design this amazing Instagram ad banner for a retail store. You can use this for any niche of business that you are running or that your client is running. So I'm going to be using Figma prototyping to design this. So you can head on to figma.com and create an account. It is totally free. At least you are going to have up to like 3 pages, which is more than enough to get you started. So without further ado, let us get on with designing. But before then, make sure you hit the subscription button below. Turn on the notification so that anytime I'm dropping a new video just like this one, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Okay, welcome to this tutorial. I'm really excited to get started with you. So the very first thing we are going to be doing is to select a frame right there, and from this sidebar make sure you select an Instagram post because it's a square and we are going to be designing for Instagram post. So with this size we are going to create a rectangle. Select a rectangle, your rectangle tool there. Just draw your rectangle tool the same height with the, make sure you are drawing inside the frame, this frame. Let me rename the frame to Ad Banner. Ad Banner. Now what we are going to do is to give the width. The width is going to be 696 pixel. Yes, we are going to have another frame, like another rectangle, but this time around the rectangle is going to be smaller with 14 pixel width, the same height with the Instagram post frame. Move it towards this other frame. But this time around, we are going to make this bigger rectangle. We are going to send it to the top. We are moving it to the top so that the smaller rectangle will be down below the bigger rectangle. So that's what we are going to do. This time around, we are going to change the color from this normal color to black. Change it to black. Then the frame fill color, the major color for the frame, I'm going to change it to another color entirely, which is this. I'm going to change it later, but for now let us have this. Then the small rectangle, I'm going to change it to white. Now that is done. The next thing for us to do is to draw an eclipse. We need an eclipse, and this eclipse, let's draw our eclipse there. So the bigger eclipse is going to take 469 in width and height. 469. Also the width and the height. I'll move it here. Make sure you centralize it with the small rectangle. Then I'll centralize this. As you can see, we've gotten our eclipse. But right now, what we need is to add a stroke around it. I'll create a stroke, and this stroke I'm going to give it 5. Make sure it is inside. So next thing for us to do is to create another eclipse from this one. But before then, I need to make some adjustments. The smaller rectangle here, we need to give it an effect. Let's just click on the plus icon here. The effect is drop shadow. Come here to the Y is going to be 0. The X is going to be 10. And the blur is going to be 10. So right now, let's change the color of the main banner from this to white. Right now, you see the shadow of this particular rectangle. So what I'm going to do is to lock this rectangle right here. I'm going to lock it so that it will not move at all. Then as for this eclipse, I'll be changing the stroke color to white. Or like I'll change it to orange, and I'm going to increase it to, let's say, 10. I'll increase the depth of the stroke to 10. Then I'm going to duplicate this, but before I duplicate this, I'm going to add an effect, which is a drop shadow also. Drop shadow, the Y is going to be 0, then the X is going to be 10, then the blur will be 10 also, just like that, or the blur should be around 20. Yes, the blur should be around 20. So this is what I'm going to do. Right now, I'm going to duplicate this twice. Ctrl D to duplicate. Then I'll duplicate it multiple times. Now that I have done that, I'll move them up. Now, the size of this particular eclipse right here is going to be 344, 344, which makes it smaller than the one at the bottom. Move it up, move this one up, down below it. Now, this bigger one, I'll be sending it front. I'll be bringing it to the front. Just move it there. Now, this is in the front right now. So I'll select everything and put it in a group. Ctrl G to group it. And as you are grouping it, make sure you are renaming it. This is going to be Eclipse. But instead of making all the stroke an orange color, the smaller ones, I'm going to change the stroke to white color. White. This one also should be white. All right. So these eclipses are going to hold our pictures. Now, next thing for us to do is to create another frame. Sorry, another rectangle. We are going to draw another rectangle. We'll draw the rectangle here. Let's do it this way. For then, let's make sure we centralize this particular eclipse here. Now, that is what we are talking about. And as for this one, let's increase that is enough. centralize it. We're going to centralize it vertical. I'll be removing this fill color. I'll remove the fill color and I'll add a stroke to it. So this stroke is going to be 4 in depth, and I'll use orange color for it. As I'm using orange color, I'll be sending it to back. Send it to the back. Instead of sending it to the back, I'll just move it. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So I'll lock this one and I'll lock this one also. I've locked them. So next thing for us to do is to add the write-ups. So we have Lima's Empire. So this the font size is going to be 96. Yes, the font size will be 96, while the letter spacing is going to be 6. So we are going to have a space for the logo right here. So we'll be drawing a frame right here. The frame is going to be 50 by 50, or let's say 55 by 55, 55 by 55, with the width and the height. Then the corner radius. Okay, so we're going to have a stroke. We'll give it a stroke. But this stroke is going to be carrying orange color. Let's increase it to 3. Now the corner radius for this particular frame is going to be 50, so that we are going to get we're going to have an eclipse like now inside the frame we are going to write LME and E control all to reduce the font size. We are going to reduce it to 16. Let's see what we have. Let's rewrite it LME. Yeah, 16 is enough. Now centralize it, both vertical and horizontally. Then the font color is going to be orange also. And that is going to be our logo. Now that is going to be our logo. Let's make sure we have this aligned together. Let's bring this down. Okay, now that we are through with that, let's move this one up. Now it's time to write another write-up here, which states home of quality. Home of quality. Going to select all. I'll give it, give or take, 24, or let's say 30 font size. Let's make it 36. font size is 36. But instead of this to be white, this is going to be orange. Then let's give it letter spacing. Letter spacing of 14. Let's move it up. Then we have some other things that we are going to write. Home of quality. Then we are going to have unordered list below this. But before the unordered list, I'm going to be creating a frame right there. So this frame is going to be 407 by 45. 407. And the height is going to be 45. 45. Yes, so now the color is going to be, I'm going to fill it with orange color, but instead of making the orange color 100%, I'm going to reduce it to, let's say, 20%. Then the corner radius is going to be 50. Then I'm going to add an effect, but instead of drop shadow, I'll add layer blur, just like that. Then the blur is going to be 20%, just like this. Now, this frame is going to house all our list of services. Now, I'm going to draw an ellipse inside as a bullet point. All right, so instead of making this bare blur, I'm going to make it a background blur. It's background blur for now though. Make it a background blur for now. Then we are going to add, okay, to these bullet points, let us remove the fill, add a stroke to it. Then this stroke is going to be, let's make it 3. So let's make it 4. Then we'll change the color. After changing the color, then it's time for us to add list of services. We'll change it down source, comma, or instead of making it 30 font size, we're going to make it 24. All right, so we are going to duplicate this, move it down, then let's give it an auto layout, which is going to be Shift A to create an auto layout. and the space between the two lists is going to be 15. So let us duplicate this multiple times. I think this is better. One more. All right. Next thing for us to do is to add mobile phone number. So this mobile phone number, I'm going to be drawing it myself. Put this like that. I'll double click, give it an angle there, and the corner radius, I'm going to reduce it to give or take 20 pixels. That's too much. 10. Okay, this is going to house our icon for the phone number. Then I'll create another rectangle right beside it, just in front of it, sorry. Okay, the space between them is 3. I'll give it the orange color. Now, next thing for us to do is to write for more information. Now, this is going to be, instead of 24, we are going to make it 14. For more information, I'll duplicate that, bring it down, and I'm going to add a phone number, which is going to be plus 234. So that's the phone number, and I'm going to increase the font size for this phone number. Let's make it 36. That's too much. Let's make it 30. Okay, so let's move it up a little. Okay, move this one up. Let's make sure they are aligned. Now we need an icon. Going to be adding an icon from a plugin called Iconify. So we are going to look for a phone icon. A phone icon. Let's look for more fonts. Okay, I think this should work. Now I'm going to import. I'm going to Control X. This should be grouped. Control G. I'll rename this to phone icon. Now I'm going to select it, and by selecting it, I'll Control V to paste it inside. Position this very well. Let's increase the size. Now it's making sense. Another thing that we can do is to add an email address. But this time, for us to add an email address, you're going to write the email. So I'll be using my personal email address, which is smart@gmail.com. And we are going to increase the size to 16. Let's make it 24. Bold. Then we are going to rotate by 90 degrees. Place it right here. Position it well. Centralize vertically. Then add a stroke to it. Now this stroke is going to be white. Then we increase the stroke. Let's make it 10. Make it 15. The stroke should be 15. Now we are here. We're going to add like 3 dots here just to make it a little bit fancy. These 3 dots, actually you can add your social media icons there, but in my own case I'm going to be adding just 3 dots for just fancy. I'm going to make it 24 by 24. All right, the very first one is going to be white. I'll duplicate this. Control D to duplicate. Sorry about that. Instead of duplicating the item, it's duplicating the color. Select it again. Control D to duplicate. I'll move this one right here. We'll duplicate again. Then I'll select everything. Then I'll distribute vertical. Then the space between them should be 5. Move this right here. The middle one should be orange color. Now what is remaining is a pattern. This shouldn't just be a plain white background. We are going to add a pattern and the background there. Then we are going to have images, like gallery images, to make the eclipse look beautiful. With that, our design is going to look very, very professional. So what we need to do is to create an eclipse. Let's draw an eclipse. Let's draw it here. With this, we are going to create a pattern. We're going to create a pattern for our design. Let's move it to the design to get what we need. Sorry, that's okay. We have it here. Then we are going to duplicate it multiple times. But instead of making the width 29, we should make it 20. Now this should start from here. Then duplicating it multiple times. I'll Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to bring it here. Then I'll select the 2. Then I'll do Shift A to add auto layout to it. Now I have 15 at the space between the two items. So I'm going to rename this to pattern. Then I'll select one out of the two items that I duplicated, and I'm going to duplicate it multiple times. Control D to duplicate. This will duplicate it multiple times. Yeah, I think this is enough. I'll bring this out. Then I'm going to have a stripe. I'll duplicate this one. Now I'll remove the auto layout. Now what I'm going to do is to rotate this by 90 degrees, just like that. Then I'm going to select everything, sorry about that, everything inside here. Select everything, and I'll reduce the size. Select everything again. I will reduce the size. Okay, let's do Shift A again to add auto layout. Now I'm going to select the last one there. Now duplicate multiple times again. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, duplicate multiple times. Ctrl D to duplicate multiple times. Okay. So right now, add them together. We are going to select them. By selecting them, we group them. Ctrl G to group. Then we rename this to pattern also. Now we have 100% opacity for the color. What we are going to do, we are going to Ctrl X this, then we come here, Ctrl V. We are going to line it there. This is what we are going to do. We are going to send the pattern to the back. Send the pattern to the back. Send it to the back, the pattern. Now, instead of having 100% color, we're going to have 10%. That's too much. We're going to have, let's change the color first to black. Change it to black. Then the color should be 5%. 5 or yes, 5% is enough. Now the stroke for this email, the stroke, we're going to change it to another color entirely, like that. Now we have the pattern. All right, what is next for us to do is to have is to change the is to fill the eclipse with pictures. We are going to fill it with picture, add an image. Let's look for an image that we can use. Let's take this. And for this one, we are going to add another image also. Image. Let's fill it. Let's take this image. But instead of fill, we are going to crop this one. Then the one below, we are going to add an image also. Let's fill with an image. Okay, let's say this image. Note you can change the what's it called the services to your desired services. This is just an example for me to design what I wanted to design. Instead of fill, we use crop. Then we bring this down. Use any image that you want to use. You can use any image at all. Then instead of just making this rectangle, instead of just making it plain black, we can add a picture to it. Also, let's add an image. But this time around, let's add an image, an image, an image. We're going to be using this World Cup image. But instead of just making it this way, we are going to reduce the exposure. Maybe darken the contrast. Then the saturation also, let's darken it. Nope. Let's leave the saturation. Then the temperature. Make it warm. Then you can think. Just add any image you want and you can change things the way you like. Also, above the image, you can add an overlay to the image. So this is going to be black. Instead of making it 20%, you can just make it 30%. Let's say 50%. Now with this, we've come to the end of the design. You can add as many information as you want to your own design. I hope you've learned something. Please don't forget to hit the subscription button, share this video if you really like it, and that will be all for now. Thank you for watching.